The former best build in Diablo 4 gets a lot of love on the Diablo 4 PTR. Will Bonespear be able to rise to former glory? Welcome to the Maxroll channel. I'm your host Chronikz and this is my Bonespear build guide for Necromancer for the Diablo 4 Season 5 PTR. Don't forget that you are seeing PTR footage. The character you see in the gameplay is not min-maxed whatsoever. It doesn't have Masterworks or the very strong Uber-Uniques or the Crown of Lucion equipped. Bonespear's main problem is that it is going to spend 25 essence every time you are going to cast it, but you want to maintain as high essence as possible to scale your ossified essence to its maximum. Therefore, you have to solve the issue of wanting to spend essence while you also don't want to spend any essence at all. For this, we need to reduce the 25 essence cost as much as possible. We do that through resource cost reduction on our rings, and in the late game we also add Ring of the Starless Skies as well as a Crown of Lucion. Maintaining high essence for ossified essence sounds like a big deal, but it's actually not that hard, because we can stack essence per second everywhere possible and stack a torment aspect on top of that. This is easily going to cover the 25 essence cost of your Bonespears that are being reduced by the aforementioned points, and is always going to maintain high essence for your ossified essence key passive. The good thing about ossified essence is that it's also helping you scale your damage while you are fixing the aforementioned problems. In this case, you are going to deal 0.5% increased damage for each point of essence you have above 50 upon cast. This key passive makes maximum resource a direct damage scaler for all of the bone skills, therefore we are stacking that on Crown of Lucion, for example, or the Logran's Talisman. Another damage scaler is the Great Feast, that is a new addition with the Season 5 PTR, which is going to give you a 45% damage multiplier, but is slowly going to drain your essence, which is not really a big deal because we are regenerating a lot of essence per second. For your defense, you are relying on the trusty Shielding Storm together with your Lidless Ward. Therefore, you will keep your Bone Storm active all of the time, generating barrier through Shielding Storm as long as you keep lucky hitting with your Bonespear. We are starting out the skill tree by maxing out Unliving Energy and Imperfectly Balanced to directly scale the damage of our Bonespear. We max out Bonespear and also take Enhanced Bonespear as well as Paranormal Bonespear. This provides us an additional 5% increased critical strike chance, and if Bonespear's primary projectile critically strikes, it fires 2 additional bone shards upon returning. We're also taking points in Hued Flesh to fuel our corpse consumption even more, and in the Corpse and Macabre skill, we are going for Corpse Explosion, Enhanced Corpse Explosion and Blighted Corpse Explosion because we need to A. consume corpses for our Flesh Eater, and B. can dip into the movement speed gain of Reaper's Pursuit. We also take Blood Mist here as well as Grim Harvest and Fuel by Death for defense and an additional multiplier. In the curse skill category, we are using Decrepify, Enhanced Decrepify and Abhorrent Decrepify, which is also going to work as a multiplier with the Amplify damage node. Corpse Tendrils is also part of the Bonespear kit as one of the best CC or utility options in the entire game. The Bone Cluster, Serration, Compound Fracture and Evulsion is directly scaling Bonespear's damage and is an auto-include in every bone build. In the ultimate skill category, we're taking Standalone as well as Memento Mori because we're sacrificing all of our minions. We also take Bone Storm with Prime Bone Storm and Supreme Bone Storm because that is going to be active all of the time while we are shooting Bonespears from range. In the Paragon board, we're starting out by putting Amplify on the starter board. Bone Graft is our second Paragon board and we're putting the Essence Glyph into the Glyph socket. Very important here is the Reinvigorate rare node as well as the Tenacity rare node. Flesh Eater is our third Paragon board with the very important legendary node Flesh Eater, which is providing you a 40% damage multiplier whenever you have consumed 5 corpses. The third board is going to be completed with putting the corporeal glyph in there. The fourth board is Scent of Death, which is providing you a damage reduction or a damage multiplier depending on how many corpses are nearby, and we're using the sacrificial glyph on the Scent of Death Paragon board to get us an additional damage multiplier. As our fifth Paragon board, we are using Blood Begets Blood because the rare Paragon node Vampiric is available on there, which grants us additional maximum life, and we are putting the control glyph on the Paragon board. As the sixth Paragon board, we are using Bloodbath just to be able to fit the Exploit glyph. There are no real rare nodes that we want to take here, so we just use this to path through it. Same applies to the seventh board, which is Wither and Scourge.